Listen to this.
Okay, people are freaking out a little bit, and understandably so, although we should remain calm. But did you know what could be coming around the corner in the next few days for this weather event? We're talking about major ice, which we remember the Snowmageddon in Texas. Like, it's like a pretty sure shot that Texas is going to get snow and or ice in the next few days. And not just Texas, I mean, look around, man. This is apparently on this side too. It's going to be a ton of snow. Over here, it's going to be more ice. Now, that's no big deal if you live in a place that has lots of ice and snow all the time, but when it's a place that doesn't have it, there's not necessarily so much preparedness, especially around people with their essentials. Like, do you have a way to heat your home without power? Like, these are things that can happen. This is winter preparedness. This is skills we got to be thinking about. So this guy says your weather apps will be useless in the coming days, preparing you for the onslaught of freezing rain, ice, and snowfall from Texas to Georgia and the Carolinas from Friday to Sunday. So this weekend is going to be big. Where I am, which is over here, not quite that high, it's talking minus 40. It's going to feel like minus 40. And of course, you got Michigan, Minnesota. Like, dude, it is going to be absolutely frigid. Now, winters get cold, I know. But some of this, man, when we had those floods in Texas, I was wondering how that cloud hung out in one spot for so long and dumped like 1 trillion gallons of water. I do wonder about our weather, I will say. But what I will mention is it's a very good idea to stock up on a couple extra supplies, essentials, freaking candles. This isn't the time really to say this, but I will mention that regular candles are toxic. They do emit fumes similar to diesel fumes, to be honest. They're made of paraffin wax, which is petroleum based. You do want to get beeswax candles, but if you're going to save your life, you go to the dollar store, buy $10 worth of 100 freaking little candles. It's fine. You'll survive. But I'm just saying, in future, after this storm and everything fizzles out, don't buy synthetic, artificial, normal candles because they are unfortunate. And check on your elderly neighbors as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
2025.
The cold that is about to sweep through the United States here on, say, the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th of January. If you looked at the Day After Tomorrow movie, it is something similar. Now, before I continue to show you the rest of the temperatures that are going to be sweeping through the U.S. on this extreme cold event, this is going to break all temperature records ever recorded. Just remember when they had the super freeze in Texas, not a lot of those homes were set for, below 0 Fahrenheit temperatures, and that's why things started rupturing all over the place, and there was billions of dollars in home damages because those pipes were breaking in the walls. They're just not insulated for that. But this is a no-joke event. Where you see that circle of pink, I would imagine there's going to be rolling brownouts or straight-up blackouts during this time. At this point, something's going to rival Texas, the amount of damage and the amount of power outages. So please, I'll say it said 10 times in this video, please get ready. Now, I really hope the models change for this. If not, this is going to be a national emergency. Again, please prepare yourself.
2024.
Cold snap gripping much of the nation continues with deadly consequences. Here in Portland, Oregon, 3 people were killed after a live power line fell on their car. They were electrocuted as they fled the vehicle. A 2-year-old survived after being pulled from the arms of one of the adults. The city has been crippled by a devastating mix of ferocious winds, snow, and dangerously low temperatures. A half-inch of ice in the Portland area has coated everything in sight, bringing down trees and cutting off power. These are the icy streets that everyone in this community is facing right now. It is a complete sheet of ice. It feels like the car is at an ice skating rink. Other parts of the country are dealing with whiteout conditions. In Knoxville, Tennessee, so much snow fell on this dock, it collapsed. And near Salt Lake City, plows had to carve out paths for cars to go through. Parts of western New York continue to get pounded. The Buffalo area is now digging out of the second.
2023.
Floods, storms, and snow sleet. This is how the first winter storm battered the United States in 2023. Forecasters predict that the situation would get worse before it gets better. And that's not all. Millions are at risk of tornadoes in California. Instead of welcoming snow in winter, the residents of California were devastated by severe floods. Several vehicles and animals were evacuated by the rescue team. The weather storm also brought a foot of snow in parts of Nevada. Highways and main roads were closed due to a freezing winter storm. Over 200 flights have been cancelled due to heavy snowfall. Weather officials predict more floods and winter storms in the coming days. Scientists predict that human-caused climate change is behind the instability. It is also because of the warm air in the Arctic, which is pushing cold air from the Arctic to south. The Arctic is one of the planet's fastest warming regions. On the other hand, bomb cyclone continues to batter the United States. Less than 8 lakh residents across the United States are still without power.
It seems to me that there's a pattern going on here. And we all know that they have the technology to control all of this. It's not something natural. Everything is not real. It is not real. They are doing this. And we just have to be careful and have discernment on what's going on what they're saying in the newscasts about this storm coming. And it seems to be the same pattern. The electrical grids are never replaced. So the impact of high electricity being used to warm up the homes, they're going to go down. This is done on purpose. There's something behind it, something fishy. But if you're paying attention, you already know what it is. And I don't need to tell you. You know. If you know, you know. But in all reality, prepare for it like you would prepare for anything. You don't have to prepare when something's coming along. Always be prepared for everything. Because you never know. There are things out there that won't be announced, that will come up very surprisingly and all of a sudden. And it's good to just be prepared. You don't need to go act like a crazy ass out in the streets, in the stores, department stores or whatever, getting what you need to get. And don't wait for the last minute. That's the wrong thing to do. Stores run out of stuff at the last minute. Always have what you need to have 24/7, 12 months of the year. Go and get it done. Be prepared for anything. It doesn't matter what it is. And as for Texas, we're the ones that are going to get hit the hardest. Like always, right? We always get hit the hardest. Our electrical grids are old, very old. They don't never replace it, and there's a reason for that. Next thing you know, when all of this is over, guess what's going to happen? It has happened every year. People's bills are going to be high. Some people are going to get stuck with bills that they never had. I mean, going through this winter storm, and then you have no electricity, but yet you're going to have a high bill. Be prepared for all of that. That shit always comes right after a big mini ice age that they put on us. Those bills are going to be tricky because the system goes down when there's no electricity. The internet, it goes down, and when it pops back up, everybody's accounts are going to be fucked up. This shit is done on purpose. And not only for that, because of the creatures that are crawling underneath the surface. There's always a reason why them motherfuckers are doing what they're doing. Be prepared always. Get your ass out there and do what you need to do. Don't wait for the last minute. But think of what I just said. The repeats. The repeats. Always remember what happened every every repeat, you will always know what's going to happen and you will be prepared for it. There won't be no surprises. We've already gone through this almost every year. No surprise. So, don't act like you don't know. Get with the program. Get ready. Get prepared. Always be prepared, no matter what.